disaster at the moment because the ants are attacking the flies that we've got. So Rachel and Andrew are trying to remove them all. He's collecting all the eggs, but this cage has been mercilessly attacked by ants, and we've got more cages that we've removed as well. You can see them all over the floor here. And there's some soldier ants there as well. All host. I mean, ants are fascinating themselves, but it's not great for us because you can see them here, look, all around. They're just attacking en masse in this polytunnel, and we've had to remove already these are called love cages. This is where we breed our black soldier fly from. So you can see here, look, see all the ants? They what they do is they climb up and they sting the flies and kill the flies. So we're in the midst of a rescue operation. So I guess this video will be, how do we deal with pests here at RADS in Uganda? My name's Tim, welcome to the channel. Do like and subscribe, and let me tell you a little bit about pests and how we resolve the issues around them. This is where they're coming in, the ants, and they're trying different solutions. So Rachel was just telling me this is like the 5th time this has happened. She's been here a couple of months. Essentially, they've tried several things. So this was all green. You will notice it's quite different now. There's much less vegetation. There's got some plants left. But in terms of all the grass that was growing here, that's been removed to try and stop the ants coming in. That hasn't really helped. And then this structure is where they're putting the love cages. We do have some flies out still, but the majority of our breeding is happening in the cages. But I just bore witness how many pre-pupa there were in those love cages. So I can see the numbers are just going through the roof, which is fantastic. Rachel's doing a great job, and with our new facility as well, it helps. But point is, this polytunnel was designed for breeding flies just as they are. You can see them flying around here, black soldier fly. But we shifted to love cages so we can concentrate the effort, you get all the eggs in one place, much easier to collect them because we were struggling to get the volumes we needed. And this cage actually has been okay. So there was 3 love cages along here. They were all getting attacked. And then this one hasn't been. You can see there's still flies happily there. There's no ants. And that is because of this. Essentially what you're doing is really very simple. You're just creating sort of a moat, essentially. So a body of water, or this is oil actually. I don't like oil. And then that stops the ants climbing up. You can see there's a little fly, there's a black soldier fly there. So this very simply stops ants being able to access this structure. And so because of that, you don't get ants. So I think this was put in by the previous manager, and you can see it's in the ground, so we can't do that for this. So you can see here, look, see that, the ants taking a fly away. So what I've suggested is I think we're going to have to dig this out and actually just bury it with some liquid around the legs, and that should solve that particular problem. Look, there's an ant colony there, taking some pupas. So yeah, they're carrying the ants, can you see? So yeah, this is basically our sort of a problem of our own making, in a sense. When there was a surplus of maggots at times, and so we put some maggots in here for incubation. This is where we're hatching out the eggs. You see loads of eggs there. But this type of thing creates opportunity for pests. So these ants in a normal, I don't like calling them pests because ants are wonderful creatures, but in this situation they're causing us a problem. And then the other thing you can get is rodents, so mice, rats, anything like that will come and get some food. Now we haven't had too much problem in here because we keep there's not much actually for them to go after. I think also it's quite clear on the outside of this polytunnel, so that helps keep the predation down. So that's the type of thing you can do, and I would really highly recommend things like that. The other thing we've done is just put some ash down just to deter, because it's quite dry, so that stops some of the ants being able to move that easily. Oil is another option, so putting, you can see traces of oil here, so just around the path, that does stop some pests as well. But sort of these mass events where you're getting all the ants coming in at once, that doesn't happen that frequently for us, and so we've managed to control most of the pests just through a bit of ash, some oil, things like that. But actually we need to put this moat system in place. So yeah, so I'm going to go and have a look at the rest of the polytunnel, but this is just a short video just to sort of show you how you can keep on top of your predators. It's very important, because you don't want, I mean, that was like a mass event, all of them, all the flies getting attacked, so it really affects our production, so you don't want that when you're trying to do that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. This is the aftermath of that ant attack. So basically we've got one cage left, one love cage with the flies, but we've got lots of pre-pupa in the other polytunnel, so we'll just have to give them, you know, a few days, and then we'll be back up. But it will affect our production, because the amount of eggs that we're getting laid from the flies will have gone massively down, which is a bit of a shame. But we're looking at building some, you know, that structure we talked about without the water at the legs. We're going to build another one, like several like this, put some oil or some water at the bottom to stop ants going across it. So yeah, Rachel's doing a great job. She's worked out the problem, and we'll stop this happening again.